Take a deep breath, take the higher road. That's what they always say, as if they know the way. They won't take it from me. But don't ever doubt yourself, 'cause life ain't just a dream. You made your own, so kick and scream. The people will act with a never-ending force. You never had the chance, so what you waiting for? The day has come, my friend, 'cause this is war. It's time and this is war.
Today we are diving into a movement, one that is shaking the very foundation of the broken, corporate-driven healthcare system and giving nurses the freedom to practice in a way that is both meaningful and transformative. For too long, we have been trapped in a system that prioritizes protocols over patients, numbers over nurturing, and sickness over true healing. But what if I told you there was another way? A way to break free from the shackles of the conventional sick care model and step into a practice that honors both the nurse and the patient. At Remnant Healthcare, we are not just building an organization. We are creating a revolution, a new paradigm where nurses are empowered to care for their patients in a truly holistic manner, free from corporate interference, government overreach, and the limitations of insurance-driven care. This is healthcare as it was meant to be: personal, patient-centered, and focused on true wellness. Today, I am honored to introduce you to some incredible healthcare professionals who have joined our private membership association and reclaimed their calling. They'll share their stories, their experiences, and the profound impact of practicing in an environment that values integrity, autonomy, and healing at its core. So if you're a nurse who has felt the weight of burnout, the frustration of working within a system that doesn't serve your patients the way you know it should, then this episode is for you. Get ready to be inspired. Get ready to see what is possible. This is Remnant Healthcare, and the future of healthcare is nurse-driven. You're listening to Nurses Out Loud on America Out Loud Talk Radio. I'm your host, Nurse Kimberly Overton. Before we get started today, I do want to encourage our listeners, if you have questions or comments, or perhaps you want to share your own experiences with what you're seeing on the front lines of healthcare, you can now submit those to us directly by visiting our website at nursesoutloud.com. We would love to hear from you. We encourage all of you to engage in the battle and find your voice in this fight. But until you are able to do that, we will continue to be that voice for you. Joining me today are 3 members of our Remnant Healthcare team: our Director of Operations, Krista O'Day, and nurses Christina Moros and Leslie Fredrickson. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Kim.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm excited to have you guys with us. Really, Krista, I want to start with you to kind of set the stage. This is the first episode of a multi-episode series that we are going to be doing to introduce our incredible team and share with the world what we are building at Remnant Healthcare. Now, my listeners have heard me speak incessantly about Remnant, so I really want to hear from you. What is Remnant Healthcare? What does it mean to you, and why is it so necessary?
Yes, Kim, absolutely. I'm so excited to speak about Remnant because it is also a passion, right? From the moment we met at that rally in New York City 3 years ago, right? Was it?
Yeah.
And you told me your vision for Remnant, and I knew it was something that I had to be a part of. Just being in the medical field, as a paramedic, seeing what goes on and seeing the same people, oftentimes picking up the same people with their chronic illness over and over and over again, family members, friends, just sort of being pushed through this sort of hamster wheel. I don't even want to say healthcare because it's really not. It's more of a sick care system than anything else. And for years, I've just been noticing this and wanting really to enact some form of change, but not really knowing how to do that, not really knowing where to start. And I think COVID really brought that out for a lot of people as well. And after we spoke, and I just knew Remnant was going to be and is going to be, this next generation of true healthcare, patient-centered care. Gone are the days of, doctors and other healthcare providers sort of dictating care to people and really giving people the trueness of themselves to say, this works for me, this doesn't work for me. True informed consent, right? Options for people so that they can make the best decisions for them. And that's exactly what we do at Remnant. We are a team of 18 nurses, and our main goal is to offer that true informed care and medical autonomy, and also options to treat their deepest issues, to find their path themselves, and to assist them in any way possible.
Yeah, and I will say, what is the feedback that we hear from our clients? I just got 100% positive feedback from all of our clients. But the thing that I think that we hear the most, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, is that, oh my God, somebody is finally listening to me.
Absolutely.
I think that's the one I hear the most. Would you agree?
Yes. Same, Kimberly. So many people reach out to me after they speak to their nurses and have their initial consultation and even continuing care with them. They just are so excited that people are hearing them for the first time in their lives. Especially I feel as women, most of the time, a lot of the symptoms and processes that women go through are kind of pushed under the rug and not really brought to light, and kind of just, women are just told, oh, it could just be this, or it's just that, or it's your anxiety, or, oh, your period or something crazy, and women suffer their whole lives. And that's one of the main things I hear as dealing with clients most of the time. Most of our clients come through me first. And they also reach out to me as I keep in touch with them to see how things are doing and their nurses. And they love the fact that they're actually heard. Their complaints are actually heard. And they feel better working with us. They feel better. And they say, oh my gosh, I've been dealing with this for years. How is it possible that in only just like a few weeks, a month, I'm feeling so much better? And that is what absolutely lights me up. And I know it lights up our practitioners as well, because that's what we're here to do, right?
Absolutely.
Really help people.
Yeah, and our goal has always been to provide an exceptional level of service that people are just not used to getting. And I think that we're achieving that at Remnant. And to me, that is one of the most fulfilling parts of having had this vision. And then you absolutely bring my vision to life every single day. And I cannot thank you enough, Krista, for everything you do.
Oh my gosh, it's my honor.
Everybody sees me as the face of Remnant, but truly, and I will say this till the day I die, it is Krista O'Day who brings my vision to life every day. So thank you so much, Krista, for all of your contributions to what we're building.
Oh my gosh, of course, Kim. It's my pleasure, and it's my honor too. I feel like this is so much bigger than us, right? Like this is beyond us. It's literally, I always like to say, when God taps you on the shoulder, you listen. And this was one of those things that, it's something that's so near and dear to my heart. And I know, and I can say that for the entire team. We are all here for the same reason. We are all, freedom fighters and just strong women, and there's something to be said when women come together and form something like this and really create something like Remnant. It's truly amazing. And I always love, our meetings that we have twice a month with our team, and just the incredible amount of knowledge and experience that everyone brings to the table. It just always leaves me in awe. And I'm really always just blessed to be a part of this team. And, I always tell some of the clients that come through us, and I say, we have centuries of experience, on this team. I mean,
We do. We do. We have
centuries.
very, very seasoned nurses on our team. So
Hmm.
we are really blessed in that regard. You did mention it is a group. We are all women right now. And not to say that men are not welcome. I would love to have some testosterone thrown into this mix.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
men, for all the nurses, you are welcome to come join us at Remnant Healthcare. Um, but we are different in a lot of ways from the traditional conventional model. We are not insurance based. We are a PMA, or a private membership association. If you want to touch a little bit on that, Krista, just what is a PMA? What does that look like? Because not many people are not familiar with this model, even though it's not a new model. It's been around for a really
Hmm.
long time. People don't understand that certain organizations like the AMA, the American Medical Association, that is a PMA. Boy Scouts of America is another example of a private membership association. So they're not exactly new, but some people just are not familiar with the structure. So if you can touch on that just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, a private membership association really allows us to practice in the private realm, as opposed to an LLC, which many companies are. That kind of puts you in the public realm, right? So, when you're in the public realm, you have to abide by certain governmental rules, laws, regulations, etc. Licensure is also huge in the public realm, right? That's the whole point of being licensed, is so that you could provide care to the public. A PMA, however, is and and it's been around, like you said, Kim, for so long. And I think right after COVID, a lot of people started realizing, oh wow, this is another way for us to be able to assist others without the confines and the restrictions of being in the public realm. So in this PMA, everyone must be a member. So just like any other private organization, you have to be a member, and our memberships are extremely affordable, starting at only $30 a month, and you can cancel at any time. We offer them for individuals, families, etc., annual plans, and just bi-monthly. We try also to be very cognizant of people's, financial state, and really want to be available for everyone, and to assist everyone as possible. But within that PMA now, so as opposed to the government sort of coming in and maybe dictating how you run your business, how you provide care or assistance to others. In the PMA, it's almost like really sitting at a family kitchen table. So what happens in the home stays in the home. So we are then able to really assist our clients in ways that most of the modern medical industrial complex cannot. And that also comes into not accepting insurance, right? So if we accepted insurance, we will then definitely not be able to give our clients the options that they're looking for. And all of these other options are alternative care options, right? You're not going to see the same things that you see in the modern medical industrial complex. We do have access to certain things from there, such as labs, diagnostics, prescriptions, and things like that. However, we are then able to offer our clients alternative care options, which is exactly what our goal is. So within this PMA, and Kimberly, I know this is why you set up Remnant for the PMA, is that there was a true concern, right? Especially after COVID. And I don't think that concern has disappeared yet, but because we're going against this huge system, right, which makes a lot of money on sick people and keeping people sick, being able to provide care in another way could kind of put us in an area that our license can be removed from the government. Now, within a PMA, we are still able to practice and assist our clients without that license, because the license is essentially there to provide care to the public, not in a private realm. So the PMA has a lot of benefits. It protects our clients to come and seek care that is alternative, and it protects our practitioners to be the ones providing that care and assistance. So it's really a win-win for everyone involved.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And thank you for that explanation. I know a lot of people are very confused about the PMA model. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's important that we are providing that information and education to them. But, setting up this alternative system, if you will, and this different type of model that does go against the mainstream narrative, it doesn't come without its challenges. I would say that we have faced many challenges in building this model. We are just about 2 years old. I think, we're coming up on 2 years, kind of three years of kind of, starting to build, and then 2 years actively seeing clients.
Right.
But if you want to speak to what are some of the challenges have been, or that we have faced in building this model, because we don't have any funding whatsoever, and I that was a kind of a personal choice, that we didn't really want to aggressively seek large sums of money, because unfortunately, when you take that large sum of money from investors or whoever, then you are kind of beholden to the edicts of those people. So I think, in wanting to keep control, for lack of a better word, it's been challenging because we have to be completely self-sustainable, but we are, and we're doing it. But other than that, what are some of the challenges that you see that we've faced in building this model?
Yes, well, wow, that's definitely a loaded question, right, Kim? I'm like, where do I begin? I think first and foremost is kind of getting the information out there about that, insurance companies and how we do not accept insurance. Now, we're happy to use insurance for lab tests and diagnostic tests, any prescriptions that our clients choose to be on or would like to be on as their care plan option. So we always try to use any insurance that our clients have, just to keep their costs as low as possible. But it's really, I think, one of the hardest things is getting to people and getting them to realize of how insurance, we kind of think of, oh, insurance, we don't pay for it, right? Like, we don't have to pay for our doctor's services. We don't have to pay for this, but you do, right? Like, you do. Anyone who has insurance has to pay for it. It is certainly not free. And even now, copays, every time you go see a doctor, these copays are just becoming more and more expensive. Even if, depending on your deductible, right? Some people may have a $5,000 deductible before insurance even kicks in. So when you really try to educate people and breaking down the costs of insurance, and then you kind of put it up against the actual care or lack thereof that they're receiving, it's really very stark. And I think that is really the hardest thing, is trying to get that into people's minds. I mean, this is something, right, that our society has been just, insurance has been everything for decades and decades, right? So it's almost like, oh, this is all we know. Oh, you don't accept insurance. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. However, there are many ways around it. There are ways of just maybe getting catastrophic insurance for emergencies, like serious illnesses and emergencies, so that you are covered if by any chance you need to go to the emergency room for any life-saving procedures. However, for regular medical care, is that really helping you? Do you really want to seek care from these providers? Because the insurance companies that these people work for, and literally that's what it is, doctors can't really treat how they want to treat unless it's outlined in the insurance company's reports, right? Like, you could only do this, this, and this, and this, but you can't do this, right? It's all dependent on diagnoses and what's allowed and what's not allowed. There's really so much red tape that a lot of people don't know. So I really try to get that out and make that clear. I know we put a blog up on the website. We sent out a few email blasts about this, just to really let people know, like, hey, you can actually take your money back and spend it on care that you want, that care that aligns with your values, that, that aligns with what you want to put in your body, with providers who are like-minded, right? Instead of having to go to a provider that you're like, okay, I can't say this, I can't say that, I have to say that I'm this, so that I don't get dropped from care, or that they may treat me differently if I tell them that I didn't receive this vaccine, or that I don't want to take prescription medications, right? Or for whatever. So it's a matter of really putting your money where your mouth is, right? Like, really, if you want this alternative care, if you want a system that's going to provide for you and what you want, we have to start putting our money in that direction, because that's what's going to change the course, and we're already seeing it. And we already see a lot of other providers doing the same thing. A lot of practices have gone into this private membership, where you can be seen by this doctor if you're part of the membership, right? So we're seeing that happen a lot. And this is allowing people to treat their patients effectively instead of going by some protocol, right?
I really
That
think
is certainly a one size fits all, not a one
yeah.
size fits all, rather.
You've hit the nail on the head there, as far as that one of the biggest challenges that we do face is changing the mindset of people, because we have been conditioned to believe that insurance is the only way. And honestly, insurance is one of the biggest Ponzi schemes there ever was. So really changing that mindset. And I like to tell people all the time, listen, health is an investment, and either you're going to pay for it upfront, or you're going to pay for it later on in disease and despair, and the choice is yours. I've heard people say, well, I can't afford $30 a month for your membership. But I mean, when you think about it, think about how much you pay every month for your streaming services. It's probably more than $30 a month. So it's
Right.
really all about prioritizing and understanding that if you didn't have all of these co-pays and other things, that it really is affordable. And for the benefits of what you're taking away from it, it is absolutely the way to go. Krista, thank you for that overview. I really want to kind of pivot into the nurses that we have. I'm going to start with Ms. Christina Moros. If you want to tell us, Christina, just a little bit about your background, on your prior experience in traditional healthcare, and just kind of what inspired you to leave that conventional system and join this movement at Remnant Healthcare.
Sure, I'd love to tell you guys about my history. So my background is nurse anesthesia. I've been practicing anesthesia for more than 20 years. And during COVID, I was actually in the Netherlands practicing. And during that time, I'm trained in the United States. My practice was over there for 10 years. During that time when COVID came, I realized that, things just weren't as they seemed, and patients were not getting the care they needed. So during that time, I also began working with the FLCCC and helping people find treatment for COVID, long COVID vaccine injury. And actually, that's how you and I became acquainted. It was through that work with that organization. And that gave me the background of functional medicine. And in addition to that, I also have a yoga certificate. I've been teaching yoga, teaching paddleboarding. So fitness and lifestyle and nutrition and all of those things are very important to living a healthy lifestyle. So I just recently started my own blog called Get Healthy or Get Dead on Substack, and decided that it was time to start a practice and join Remnant, which I'm very excited to be a member of this organization. And I also decided to take the Functional Nurse Academy classes just to kind of bolster my knowledge on functional medicine, which I'm telling you, it is an absolutely fantastic course. I can't even really say how much I'm impressed with what Melissa's put together. I mean, this coming from an anesthesia degree and all the great people that I've learned from in the holistic and functional medicine space. This is a top-notch program. So I'm very excited to be part of that as well. And I'm very excited to have the opportunity to actually see patients and help them with, their health, their position in this system, because honestly, we want to keep people out of the system. And the way to do that is to teach people how to be responsible for their own health. So being responsible for your own health requires you actually doing the work. And so my intention is to help guide people to help make those choices, but it's going to take a lot of work for some people and a lot of commitment, but I'm excited to be in that new role.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I think that's so important. nobody knows our bodies like we do. And I think it's important that we take, and that everybody takes an active role in their healthcare and actively taking responsibility for their healthcare. We are not here to be dictators of what you should be doing. We're here to provide information and education, but it's up to you to do the work. And we are just here to guide you to your highest and healthiest potential. And I have no doubt that we can do that for everyone that comes through the virtual doors of Remnant Healthcare. So I think it's really important that we are giving that responsibility back to the patients. We are here to be guides, but we're not here to dictate care. It's so important that people step up and take an active role in their own healthcare. So I'm really, really glad that you mentioned that. I will come back to you, Christine. I want to talk to Leslie real quick before we pivot to break, and then we're going to come back and talk a lot about the different programs that we have to offer at Remnant Healthcare. Leslie Fredrickson, your background, if you want to go ahead and share that, and then what inspired you to join Remnant Healthcare.
Well, hello there. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I've in my niche in nursing, because nursing is a niche, and so I found my blessing and calling in hospice and home care. I just have a love and passion for people at that, stage of life that I've really been able to kind of hone in my skills and my understanding and my knowledge to be able to help people find comfort and peace at end of life, as well as being there as a support for families and being there, as the educational piece about what's going on with their loved one and what they can expect next. So it's been a blessing and a calling and an honor, honestly. So I was a hospice case manager during COVID and, saw all kinds of patients with COVID and watched families get locked out of going in and visiting their loved ones in these facilities because of these protocols, right? Everything is a protocol, as Krista was saying before. In advocacy, when you're working for a facility, you're advocating for the facility. If you're in a hospital, you're advocating for the hospital. If you're an advocate for the insurance company, you're advocating for the insurance company, but who's advocating for the patient? And so I was at such a crossroad during that time watching, loved ones say, not be able to go in and see their family members when they were in facilities. It was really, really tough to watch. And I just felt blessed to be able to be there and be that communication between, somebody who was dying and their loved one who was outside the window. And none of it made sense to me. So I did a lot of research on my own because everything we learned in nursing school got thrown out the window. So, the more and more I went down the rabbit hole, I just realized that I will not be a part of this at all. And so, I didn't take the vaccine. And so I got fired. I went from a hero to a zero real quick. And then I didn't know what I was going to do being in the state of New Jersey, not being vaccinated, not having that golden ticket. Where was I going to work? So I took a course in patient advocacy and started my own business in patient advocacy. And that's where I came across Remnant Nursing when I was doing research for that. And, the cross in your website drew me because I'm a stout Christian. And, so I was just drawn to what Remnant represented, what Nurse Freedom Network represented, and it just drew to my heart. And, eventually I reached out to Krista, and then I met you along the way. And, I'm so glad that I partnered up with you. And, I know that this hospice and home care side of things is fairly new, but that's the beauty of what you're doing is it's kind of an outside the box, tailor-made to advocate for the whole patient, right? For the treatment side of things, as far as end of life side of things. So, you get one chance to come into the world, and I believe everybody has a right to have a beautiful ending of their life, and leaving the families behind with having a peaceful passing for somebody. When somebody's goes to heaven, the family's left with those memories. And it's so beautiful to be able to be a part of that and have people say, thank you for being there, because before you became involved, they were suffering, and we were able to see them, die peacefully and in comfort. And, so it's such a beautiful thing to be able to be a part of that. And and I'm so honored to be a part of Remnant. I can't wait to see where this is going to grow to. And, and to be able to hold people's hands at this time of their life is an honor. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Leslie. I am very honored to have you on our team. We've met, I think it's been a little over a year ago now, and it has been nothing but a blessing having you, be a part of Remnant and what we're creating and building here. We're going to talk much more about all of that when we get back from our break. America Out Loud Talk Radio plays on the iHeartRadio network. You can also listen on our media player from any web browser, anywhere in the world. We have the best in-class apps available on Apple, Android, or Alexa, 24/7. Great Talk Radio. All of our shows go to podcast the following day. You can hear them on apps such as Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora, iHeart Podcasts, and many more. Be sure to subscribe and rate the show on Apple Podcasts for me. Don't forget to check out our online store at americaoutloud.shop, where you can find all of the products that we represent on our network at a discounted rate, including an incredible line of products from Chemical Free Body. Unlike the majority of supplements you'll find on the market today, with Chemical Free Body, you won't have to worry about harmful ingredients, binders, fillers, or flow agents. Their ultra-safe breakthrough nanosilver technology destroys pathogens, balances the microbiome, and boosts immunity. All of these products are proudly made in the USA and are backed by an unheard of double your money back guarantee. I've made a twice daily Green 85 drink part of my routine, which has led to a decrease in belly bloat and an increase in my energy throughout the day. Use promo code OUTLOUD to save 20% off the Healthy Gut Bundle. I'll catch you on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
I've got 2 questions for you. Have you been feeling off since COVID? Are you struggling with lingering symptoms? You're not alone. As Dr. Peter McCullough says, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Introducing the wellness company's Spike Detox Trio. This powerful supplement combines nanokinase, bromelain, and turmeric to support your immune system and fight off harmful spike proteins. Nanokinase improves circulation, while bromelain boosts antiviral defenses, and turmeric reduces inflammation. It's not just another supplement. It's a scientifically backed solution to help you bounce back from COVID. Imagine waking up filled with energy, feeling clear-headed and vibrant again. It's possible with Spike Detox Trio. Reclaim your health now by visiting twc.health/outloud and use promo code OUTLOUD for 20% off your first order right now.
Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death and disability. Lifestyle changes are critical, but you can also support your heart with concentrated nutrients. Healthy Cell created Heart and Vascular Health to support cholesterol and blood pressure with CoQ10, vitamin K2, resveratrol, and soluble fiber. And Healthy Cell's not a pill. It's a patent-pending gel you swallow. Get heart healthy. Go to healthycell.com and use code OUTLOUD for 25% off your first order. Healthycell.com, code OUTLOUD for 25% off.
In just 2 minutes per day, you can reclaim your health and vitality and cut your grocery bill in half with one simple, convenient product. Our doctor-formulated Green 85 juice formula's powerful dose of ultra-concentrated essential nutrients stops hunger in its tracks and supplies your cells with what's missing in the grocery store food. It's packed with wheatgrass, chlorella, dandelion, moringa, spirulina, broccoli sprouts, acai berry, beetroot, probiotics, enzymes, vitamins A, D, K, B12, just to name a few. Go to chemicalfreebody.com/outloud today. Get nature's super multivitamin Green 85, empower your immune system, cut down on your grocery bill, and save 20% on your first order.
Prepare for the next pandemic with the Wellness Company's Contagion Emergency Kit, designed by Dr. Peter McCullough. Get life-saving medications like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, plus a free nebulizer and a guidebook for safe use. Order now by going to twc.health/outloud and use code OUTLOUD for $65 off your first order plus free shipping.
The suppression of truth in a world of darkness, void of any soul, requires that we are rightly informed, properly equipped, and strongly motivated to fight the corruption. AmericaOutloud.news is that place to awaken your heart, soul, and mind to the out loud truth. is our time. America Out Loud Talk Radio. Liberty and justice for all.
Welcome back to Nurses Out Loud on America Out Loud Talk Radio. I'm your host, Nurse Kimberly Overton. Wherever you're listening from today and whatever you're doing, I thank you for giving me the gift of your time. Be sure to make AmericaOutloud.news your daily stop for all the latest news and happenings. We all must do our part and share the stories, the articles, the podcasts, and videos so we can help secure America's future. If you're just joining us, I have been talking with some of my incredible team at Remnant Healthcare, Krista O'Day, Christina Moros, and Nurse Leslie Fredrickson. Let's jump right back in. Ladies, thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate the insights and kind of introducing people who may not be familiar with Remnant Healthcare to what we're building and creating with this. You know, we're shifting the paradigm in healthcare. That's basically what we're doing. Krista, I want to bring you back in if we could and kind of talk about some of the different programs. We have several specialty programs that we have created at Remnant. If you want to touch a little bit on those.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a bunch of different offerings actually, but they're sort of divided under a few, I guess, titles. So we have our concierge nursing services, and those are where our clients can come speak to a nurse for about an hour or so, let them know what's going on, and our nurses can then give them a care plan and next steps and a few options as so the client wishes. And then our clients have the option of either following up with 45-minute calls that are much more affordable, or a 6-hour package for those who really want to delve into their healthcare and really make serious changes. Underneath that, we also offer our COVID care program. So for those who are dealing with any acute illness, such as COVID, the flu, et cetera, we can assist you there. Any type of COVID prevention, we can assist as well and offer like supplements and any type of medications. We also ship ivermectin as well. Directly to our clients. And then we offer long haulers COVID program for those who are dealing with those long-term symptoms of that illness, and our vaccine injury program. So we do acute vaccine injury, and then we have the more serious in-depth vaccine injury. So I always like to tell my clients, you know, where are you in that sort of realm of, did you just receive a vaccine and are having just acute symptoms, or have you received a vaccine and are seeing consistently debilitating symptoms, right? And that kind of directs care from there, whether it's just a quick sort of detoxification, or do you need continued care for one of our providers to really see you through that? Also, we offer PANS and PANDAS care. So those are for our children that are really suffering from strep illness that has crossed the blood-brain barrier and are dealing with symptoms like even some autistic style symptoms, OCD, et cetera. So we have our nurse practitioner, pediatric nurse practitioner, who handles those cases, as well as some of our other nurses that assist as well. And then we also offer our homeopathic detox protocol for the spike protein. So we have this amazing protocol from Jen Dillon, and they are currently doing studies and have been doing so for about a year now, that has been shown that this homeopathic protocol, that's about a 9-week protocol, 1 day a week, you take the homeopathic remedies, and it's been shown to remove the spike protein from the monocyte and still have that be completely gone after a year since the protocol. So we're super excited about that. And then shifting gears from our nursing services to more of our advocacy services, we do advocacy for our clients, whether they're in hospital, with hospital staff, et cetera, whether that be acute hospital care when they had to go in for an emergency, or are in the hospital for prolonged periods of time and debating on how to go forth with their care. We also assist our clients just at doctor's offices, specialists, if they want to have an advocate on the phone to clarify what's going on, to make sense of what's going on. We are there for them in that way. And then, of course, Nurse Leslie here tonight on our call as well. She handles all of the hospice and home care advocacy services. So and additionally, we also work with the Pure Blood Registry, who offers unvaccinated donors in all 50 states across the United States and even in other countries as well. So we do assist our clients in receiving directed donations as well. So we do quite a bit. Oh, also, Kim, I'm sorry, I actually forgot about our first responder services. So we do wellness programs for our first responders. Those are our police, firefighters, and EMS. We know that that type of job and those jobs put a significant stress on the human body in many different ways. So we offer wellness programs for them as well.
That's amazing. Thank you. I'm telling you, I don't even need to say a word about Remnant because Krista really just covers everything so beautifully. I appreciate you and everything that you do. I don't know how many times I can say that, but thank you, Krista.
Oh, it's my honor and pleasure, Kim. You know, it comes from the heart, no doubt.
I'll tell you, and my listeners are going to understand what I'm saying because this is the first episode that I've recorded, and probably I think it's been almost a month. I think my last one was with you, Christina, when we talked, and I think that was probably like 3 weeks ago to almost a month ago. So I've been somewhat absent from the airwaves. And I had, not recorded that many episodes leading up to the one I did with Christina, because I've been very busy with life. Life is kind of, as we all know, and as it does, it kind of just takes control sometimes. So I've had a lot going on. So to say that, Krista and this team have really stepped up, I mean, Remnant would be in the dirt right now, if not for this incredible team. So I just, again, thank you and want to give all the praise to this incredible team that has really stepped up, as well as my Nurses Out Loud co-hosts who have been amazing with, filling in for me and recording episodes. I cannot thank them enough for supporting me and letting me, kind of shift and transition from going back to work full time. I have been out of work for, as everybody knows, nearly 3 years. I went back to work in August full time as a hospice case manager. I actually started out with doing a management position, but then really quickly realized that I actually missed the patient care, and my heart was just longing to be back in that position. So I had them kind of knock me down to a case manager so I could be out in the field. But then it's anybody that does case management, I know Leslie can attest to this, it's pretty much a 24/7 type of a deal when you're dealing with hospice and patients who are in families who are in need and sometimes in crisis. So it's been very consuming of my time. But I have a new opportunity opened up where I'm able to transition to a on-call position. So that has really freed up my time. So I'm ready to kind of get back into the swing of things with Remnant, but just want to give a shout out to my incredible team at Remnant and all of my co-hosts at Nurses Out Loud for kind of, holding the line and filling the gap for me while I have been somewhat absent. So thank you so much. Another thing I really want to talk about with probably Christina, you'll be best to talk about this because you've been in the realm of medical freedom for a while. So I just want to kind of touch a little bit on, I guess, what this means as far there's I always hate to go down this road, but within the medical freedom movement, there's a lot of different things that we see. There's infighting and there's different factions of the medical freedom movement. And really, like, I really want to strive for unity and bringing everybody together, but you can kind of see that it's just dividing all over the place. What can we do as people who are freedom loving and, all about medical freedom and all about shifting this paradigm? What can we do to bring unity and bring people together for this common goal that we're trying to achieve?
That's a really good question, actually. And it's a difficult question to answer because it depends on where you are in processing information along this timeline of events that have been starting since 2019. I think on a positive note, to something to focus on would be encouraging nurses and healthcare providers who are frustrated with how the system handles patients to let them know there's another way out. There's another way to provide wonderful patient care for our clients. I know I personally cannot function in the system anymore. It's not because I can't do anesthesia or, that I'm traumatized. Well, I guess maybe I am, but I can function in that role, but I don't want to. I have moral and ethical issues with how people are handled in the hospital, being treated with protocols and fitting a patient to a protocol. Like that is not what we learned in nursing school. That is not what should be being taught in any medical related education. So I just wanted to give healthcare providers hope that there's other things you can do if you join like-minded people. There are ways that you can provide care. And I have an advanced practice nursing education in anesthesia, but my choice now is to function with my bachelor's degree and help start my own practice and support Remnant to be able to reach these patients and offer them the healthcare that they need, because patients are being lied to. And actually, healthcare providers are also being lied to. The hospitals and the research journals and the schools are all being controlled by, big pharma and big tech, and they're not being taught how to look at data anymore. And in fact, the data is being twisted. So something that people can do to try to, create a new way, a new path is to do something like what we're doing here at Remnant, and, learning about how to bring back how medicine should be, which is patient focused and looking at the whole picture. And when I say the whole picture, I'm not just talking about medication. I'm talking about the brain. I'm talking about all the organs and how they interrelate together. I'm talking about nutrition, hydration, sleep is so important. Movement. I love movement. I mean, that's kind of my wheelhouse since I'm a competitive stand-up paddleboard athlete. So I just want to offer the other nurses out there that feel that they're lost, come check out Remnant and the Functional Nurse Academy and see what we're doing here and see if you maybe can find your place with us.
Absolutely. And I really want to just make sure that we're touching on that. We have bundled our services. Melissa Stripebetter, who is also a host here on Nurses Out Loud, and she is the founder of the Functional Nurse Academy. She has, as Christina has mentioned, she has put together an incredible program that is just, I mean, I can't say enough about it. And from what I hear from every one of our nurses, all of our nurses that come on board with Remnant go through this program. So we have bundled our services together so you can actually get this incredible education in functional medicine. Because if you're like me, I came out of the system very allopathically trained and just saying, okay, I know there has to be a better way, but I know that I'm going to have to learn how to nurse from a completely different perspective. Where do I start? And thankfully, I found Melissa. And it's been eye-opening to me, and to be able to provide this care that is actually getting to the root cause of illness, getting people off of these medications. I mean, the average ICU patient that I would see when I was a critical care nurse, they were on 25 to 30 medications a day. This is absurd. And we're wondering why people aren't getting well. Could it be all of these medications that they're on? So we're working on getting to the root cause and eradicating it, rather than slapping a Band-Aid on it in the form of a pharmaceutical that, again, is likely causing a majority of the problems that they're having. So to be able to do that is such an incredible blessing. But you can join Remnant and go through the FNA Academy for, it's less than $5,000. You would not find a program as comprehensive as Melissa's that offers 90 CEUs, It offers the opportunity for board certification as a functional medicine practitioner. You would be lucky to find just that part of it alone for less than $10,000. But with the Remnant bundle, the Remnant FNA bundle, you're getting for less than $5,000, you're getting that incredible, comprehensive functional nursing, functional medicine education, but then you're also getting the support and the ability to practice under Remnant Healthcare. So all of that combined is less than $5,000. To me, I think it is well worth the investment. What do you ladies think?
I can tell you because I've price shopped doing consulting for other programs that this is a really, really good deal.
Yeah, it really and truly is. And and I want to touch, Krista, I want to bring you back in for just a minute to touch on the kind of the educational and entrepreneurial opportunities that we offer for nurses and healthcare professionals that want to come in and practice under Remnant. We do have the Functional Nurse Academy, of course, but we have other educational opportunities as well. Krista, if you want to just kind of quickly give an overview of those, and because we're running out of time, it always goes by so quickly.
Yes, absolutely, Kim. So, in addition to partnering with Nurse Melissa and the Functional Nurse Academy, we also have our Director of Homeopathy, Nicole Pavlik, who teaches our nurses homeopathy. So those who are interested in learning about that have the ability to become practical homeopaths and take her schooling and do all of that. So that's amazing. We also have Nurse Shelley's IV in-home infusion courses. So for those who are interested in setting up their own IV infusion in their community, we can also assist in setting that up and taking Shelley's course. So we're always looking for these interesting courses that we think would be really, really in alignment with what our practitioners are looking for to provide for their clients and those who are in their community. So I'm always kind of looking out. We also have Nutramedics, Pans and Pandas treatment, courses. So we're always talking with people, hearing what they have to say, and seeing if these courses are in alignment with our practitioners. So that's something that we're always striving to do. But we really love the fact that everybody comes to the team with their own unique gifts and how they want to, assist their clients by using those special gifts that is unique to each one of our practitioners. And it's truly, every nurse that comes on with us and every practitioner that comes on, I always love to say that you have a team of people behind you at all times, and our team is so cohesive and helpful that we are always helping each other out in any way. If there's a difficult case, we'll go over case reviews. We'll discuss options. We're always, so even when our clients come to us and they say, okay, we're dealing with one of our nurses, you actually have 18 people behind that one nurse you're dealing with, like ready to assist in any way, shape, or form. So it's also incredible for those who are leaving the system and are kind of, it's a little daunting to kind of go out on your own. Those who want to kind of leave but are unsure of the next step to take, that Remnant is excellent at sort of holding you in that space where you can become an entrepreneur, your own boss. You take clients as you wish. You have a team of incredibly experienced and knowledgeable practitioners at your fingertips. And what an amazing way to kind of just go out into the world and really see where you fit in and how you want to practice. And that's what I love most about Remnant also, is that we really provide that for those who are ready to leave the system and really step into themselves.
Absolutely. And I think one of the most important things too, and to mention, is that, we I don't believe in non-competes. I've never signed one. I will never ask anyone to sign because I don't believe in competition. I believe in collaboration. I believe in working together. And so many of our practitioners have their own practice as well. Most of them filter their clients through Remnant because it is all about kind of building and shifting that paradigm and that common goal that we all have. But I'm not going to tell any practitioner that they can't, have and grow and build their own practice. But as you said, we are an incredible holding space for these people. And I like to call it training wheels for nurses, because a lot of nurses come out, they know that they want to have their own practice, but it's the startup costs, and they wonder, how am I going to get clients, all of that. We're helping with we're designing marketing materials for you, we're feeding you clients, we're doing all of these things, but at the same time, we're still encouraging you to follow whatever path you feel you're meant for it, and that can be branching out on your own, with the support and the backing of Remnant Healthcare. So I think that's a beautiful thing. I'm really all about collaboration. I'm just not much for competition, honestly. I mean, it's going to take all of us coming together. The fight is it's big. It's a big one, and it's not going to be any one individual or one organization that is going to be able to win. And it will take all of us coming together. And I think that we do that really beautifully. So I'm excited to see where we can go moving forward. And I will say, we started out as Remnant Nursing, and we've rebranded. We rebranded to Remnant Healthcare because we wanted to make sure that we were welcoming of other disciplines as well. Because while nursing, and I will go to my grave saying, is the backbone of healthcare, it takes all of the disciplines working together towards the best possible outcome for our patients. So with that said, we welcome physicians, we welcome PAs, nurse practitioners, we welcome physical therapists, occupational therapists, chiropractors, anybody in this realm of health, true health and wellness has a home here at Remnant Healthcare. So I really hope that if you're out there listening and you are in this space and feeling like you're not supported or like you don't know where to go, come and join us at Remnant Healthcare. I promise you, you will not be sorry. At the very least, schedule an informational call with us. And I think that you will find we are much stronger together than we are walking alone on this journey. Ladies, I can't believe it, but we have come to the end of our time today. I want to thank you all for coming on and just speaking from your hearts on what we are building here at Remnant. I appreciate every single one of you.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you so
much. Absolutely. That is all the time that we have for today, friends. But remember, we are here on the air 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, with a different nurse host daily. You can also catch the encore at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please be sure to tune in and listen to myself and these courageous nurses. As we walk you through all of these hot topics, we will empower you with information and education. We will advocate and we will stand in the gap for you, because we are nurses and this is what we do. I'm your host, Nurse Kimberly Overton. You can find me here every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Until next time, be safe, be well, and God bless. Remember, we are in a war for truth. We are putting out a bounty on the real misinformation and exposing the purveyors of propaganda. No topic is off limits as we shine our lights and expose the darkness.
It's time